Aloha! Yes, John, I chose Hawaii over going to your retirement party. Sorry about that. But I did honor your request. And one thing you didn't know about John is he loves 3 hour celebrity roasts. And so I promised to do one for him. And so the first section is going to be things you didn't know about John. And the best part is nobody can fact check any of this. The next thing you didn't know about John was a couple years out of school, he was part of the HP team that was sent over to Canon to negotiate which 10 patents HP got to use and which 10 patents Canon got to use because neither company could introduce without sharing some patents. Canon vice president comes over and says, "Hey, what is this kid who can't even shave yet doing as part of our team?" And the HP manager replies, "We wanted you to see one of our young, bright leaders who will be helping us dominate you and Epson in the inkjet printing market." Wipe your smile off your face, John. That's the last compliment you're getting from me today. Maybe you didn't know, but you probably did. John can be a little competitive. Ron Askin and John used to rent cars, take the chemist team, and we'd be back at DuPont meetings back east. And from the hotel to the DuPont Conference Center, they would race to see who could get there first. Two very competitive people. He thought I wasn't reviewing his expense reports, but he kept trying. There were 2 speeding tickets he tried to have me pay off. There was running a red light. They loved to race. Who wants to know what the final count was between Ron and John? Raise your hand. Sorry, but it would be too embarrassing if I revealed that during this session. But if you can find John's 1995 performance evaluation, I documented the results there. May not know, John Liz's kids house sat and dog sat for us multiple times. It's very clear Liz taught them responsibility, caring for the dogs, and even resourcefulness. I say resourcefulness because every time I'd come home, my homemade keg of beer was gone. It was empty. Sorry, just hearing about this now, John, but your kids were underage at the time. But obviously, John didn't teach them initiative. You got a family full of chemists. You got a house to yourself. You got all the equipment, all the supplies to make beer, and they just sat there with the empty keg and didn't do anything about it. John is good at many things, but I'll bet you didn't know he could walk in water. I have seen him do it. We were on an orange torpedo kayaking trip. His boat flipped in the rapid, and he's off in the eddy. I'm paddling over to help to rescue him, and the current pulls him under, and I can't see him. He pops up, and before I could take one stroke with my paddle, he levitated across that water and was in my boat. Most amazing thing I've ever seen in that rescue. I also will never forget the look in his eyes when he went down and the joy in his eyes when he came back up. Who remembers profit sharing? Raise your hand. Come on, get your hands up. Okay, you guys realize this is recorded and I can't see you raising your hands. But anyway, back in the days of profit sharing, one of those rare occasions when the Angels did make it to the playoffs, John really wanted to go to the game. And so he spent all of his profit sharing check to go to a few of the games. Now, how do you think that went over with Liz? At home, trying to raise 3 kids? Well, you'll have to wait to section 4. We're still on section 1, things you didn't know about John. You might not know John's judgment wasn't always as good as it is now. As a starving college student, he would scuba dive for lobster to get free dinners. He decides one day that would really be a brilliant idea to play with this 4-foot octopus who's got him outnumbered 4-to-1, 8 legs to his 2 arms. Quickly, the octopus has his arms wrapped up and is starting to play with his regulator. And he's not sure what to do. But luckily, this beautiful young diver, I think she's in the room, swims by and helps him escape. And obviously not only saved him that day, but became a key part, saved him for the rest of his life. And just leave it at that. What you didn't know about John was the easy part. Since I've been away a few years, I asked ChatGPT for some help on accomplishments. The phone rang and I didn't get back to it right away. So I start reading down the list and it goes through all the people he'd saved when he was an EMT, all the patents he had. The number was cut off on the page. I just couldn't even calculate it. Same with the number of marathons he's run. I keep scrolling and scrolling. And hundreds of pages later, I get to this message and it says, impossible to list them all. Okay, John, that's two compliments for me in one day. Not sure where I am in the order, but please raise your glass so we can make a toast to John. What? I don't see any champagne glasses. Are you still guys under Mark Hurd's cost-cutting measures? Really? Well, raise your pretend glass there. To John, a leader, a friend, a father, a husband, shows compassion for others, makes everyone around him better, and is a primary reason we kicked Canon and Epson's ass in inkjet printing for decades. John, see you when I get back. We'll go out to lunch. Thank you, everybody.